Hi, we're here at Huckletree, Liverpool Street. We've been invited here by Huckletree founder Gabriella Hersham, and we get to talk to her about this amazing space, the team, and also the community that they've built here. The question that I've been dying to ask you is why was it called Huckletree?
So I called it Huckletree initially because I didn't want a name with the word office or the name work in it. There were so many companies that were coming up like that. And it is a workspace. We do provide workspaces, but I wanted it to feel a little bit more creative, innovative, a bit of an outlier in our industry. So Huckletree was imagined.
I think it's important that as a CEO of a business, you create an environment where people can be successful, okay? So I said to the team, look, you pick where we work. So I actually arranged for them to go and visit 11 different spaces. And they came back and they said, we've got 3, but it's pointless you looking at any other one but this one, because it's very you. It feels like an amazing New York hotel. What was the inspiration for the aesthetic?
You'll see that it changes a lot within each location and over time. So the inspiration is kind of ongoing. But again, it's just about wanting to do things a little bit differently. I love your reference to like a hotel. Like I don't want it to look like an office. I want Huckletree spaces to look somewhere a little bit more exciting and different from a design perspective. So sometimes I go a bit too crazy though, and the team tell me to rein it in with the color. We always say that members will join Huckletree because they like the space and they like the location, but they'll stay because of the team.
I went to another co-working space. Hardly anybody spoke to each other. It's interesting because you kind of get sold on this community vision, but actually within Huckletree, it's a real thing. How do you create that?
So we obviously have key things that we do that can encourage that sense of community. If it's the drinks that we do or how the community team will make an effort to introduce members to each other. But I think that the reality is that it all lives and dies by the team in the space again. So if the team are really engaging and going and bringing people to drinks and bringing people to events and connecting them together, that is the magic. And it's as simple as that.
The way that the modern consumer makes decisions has fundamentally changed in the last couple of years, where people are searching for more authentic perspectives and more authentic content that really answers and fills in some of the gaps for them when they're making decisions. From your standpoint, how do you think that Chatloop will help do that, really help bring a bit more of that Huckletree into life so that future people that would take up space can benefit from it?
So I think, you're talking about how the decision-making process has changed. And if you think about workspace, it's such a big decision to make. It's not as if you're buying a t-shirt or you're buying, something in the shops. You're really making a big investment decision that not only, is costly and not only is lengthy and there's a commitment, but also, you really want your team to enjoy it and to buy into the decision that you've made. So it's a huge decision. And I think where you have something like Chatloop, where you can look at the Huckletree website, and not only can you see all the kind of standard photos and videos of the spaces we would really have, but you can really see a day in action, all these little videos. It's fun, it's engaging, it's more than you would expect to see to make the decision. And then if you need to go and kind of social proof that decision and share it with other members of the team or advisors to the business, it's just a much easier way to do it. So I think that Chatloop for us will hopefully kind of shine a light on all the things that happen in our spaces, all the members that play a part of that. And I think that can only be a good thing, right?
We were actually saying that Huckletree is probably the perfect fit for Chatloop because you have such an amazing brand and such amazing spaces and such amazing communities and team members to be able to share. So we were super excited when you guys decided to use Chatloop, integrate it into your website, and yeah, it's great to see the content that's on there already. I'd actively encourage anybody who hasn't seen it to go to the website. And if you've had an experience of Huckletree, then share your experience as well, because it'll add to the community, and also it'll help future people looking to really, to see what Huckletree is all about. Why is it important that you sort of bring those things to life for the future businesses that are not yet at Huckletree?
I mean, I think it's very hard to export the feeling of a Huckletree by talking about it. Yes. And I think that that's really a key part when people say to us, "Oh, what's different to Huckletree? What's special about Huckletree?" It's actually really hard to explain, everything that you were saying about the vibe here. And so I think if we have like a way that we can visually show all those moments, those experiences that happen across our spaces on any day, and that's really powerful.
Yeah, exactly. And I suspect that it's a fundamental part of the decision for a future business to join the community. To understand what it actually feels like to be here, what amenities there are, and what have you, I guess.
Yeah, and I think so, 100%. And like you say, if your team want to buy into that, and you want your team to be excited about where they're working from. So for people to be able to look and see what goes on and get a feel for it, even without working from there, I think is great.
One of the things that I say to my team is, I see our office space as the 12th man, right? So there's in football, they always say that the crowd is the 12th man. I think in business, your office is the 12th man, because at the end of the day, if you want people to give their absolute best, then you need to give them the tools and the environment for them to be the best. And that's why I feel like it's fundamentally important to invest in a space that gives them that. When the lift's open in the morning onto the second floor of the Amcoats office, I feel like I'm ready for the day.
Amazing.
Yeah. So Gabby, thank you for inviting us to Huckletree, Liverpool Street, to meet the team and see the amazing space. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming down.